Welcome to my homepage in Notion. I have been working in Notion for many years now, and I have found that the simpler that I keep things, the more likely I am to use it, and it actually helped me be more successful in my life. So I like to use Notion to keep track of different aspects of my life, but not necessarily on a day-to-day basis when it comes to doing tasks. So what I mean by that is I have my life broken up into these 6 different areas, and I have specific pages inside of them that I use on a regular basis, but I don't use Notion on a day-to-day basis to keep track of my to-do lists. So I don't come in here every morning and I'm like, okay, this is what I need to accomplish today. I have a digital planner for that because I find it easier for me to keep up with to-dos on a planner when I write it out versus Notion. I keep more as kind of a place to store bigger parts of my life. So I do my finances on here, I track my cycle on here, I keep track of the books and the movies that I watch on here. So this is more of a place where I keep track of everything versus using it as a day-to-day to-do list. So let me just give you an overview of my Notion and show you the simplicity inside of it. So up here, I just have a current goals. These are yearly goals that I make so that I can always be reminded of what I'm working towards. This is a quick vision board, and you can change out the images, and the whole database is just these images in the gallery view, so it's super simple. This is where I keep track of my life, kind of like a journal / planner, and I track my life on a day-to-day basis. And then I have a weekly and a monthly overview. So I have a shortcut on my phone, so every night I just come in here and I just give a quick blurb of how my day went. So based off of these pictures, you can kind of see I've had some not so good days, I had some pretty average days, and then a few really good days. So it's just nice to kind of go at the end of the year and look through all 12 months and see how my year was. I'll just drill into one of these so you can kind of see what it looks like on the inside. So I have a watch that tracks my sleep and my recovery, so I just come in and put this, and then I write a quick blurb of how I slept. Then I write down what my main intention for the day is. I put down any habits, so I have if I read, if I took a shower and washed my hair, if I went to the bathroom. There's just a few habits that I like to keep track of, and you can always switch them out to whatever you want them to be. I have moods. So I have all of these different moods you can have throughout the day and then a little emoji to kind of explain them. I write down what the best part of my day was. I write down just what I did throughout the day. So I had work, I ate lunch, more work, went and worked out, had a cozy night in. I rate how my day was 1 through 10, and then each of these are attached to a week and a month. So when you are in the weekly view, you can see all 7 days of the week, and I have it so that way on the daily page I have it broken down by each month, and we'll see those on the actual database side of it. Then you can come down here and click whichever one of these days you had, and then it'll automatically populate the picture up here as well. So I say today I had a pretty good day, so I'll just click this, and it automatically brings up a clear sky, and it puts this colored emoji here, and that way it's easy for me to see a quick monthly overview of how most of my days went. So this is the weekly overview, so I just have all of the weeks for this month, and you will just need to filter it right here. You'll filter it for the month of March. Same thing with the daily, you'll have to filter that by each month. So when it becomes April, I'll come in here and I'll change all of these over to April. So we've just got the date range, if it's in progress. I like to keep track of the books that I am reading, and I like to just write a highlight of the week, just anything that I thought was worth remembering. I'll write it in here, and then overall how my week was. So you can drill in, and then it'll show you all of your dailies for this week, so that way you can get a better overview of how the week was. So if you drill into each week, you will see this gallery view show up, and it shows all 7 days, so that way you can kind of read through and see how your week was, and then it's easier to fill in the highlight of your week and overall how your week was. And also if you drill into the 11 more properties, I have here just a quick to-do list of what I'd like to do on a weekly basis. And then this weekly to-do view shows all of the checkboxes so that way you can easily check them off. Here is a quick glance at all 12 months, and then you can drill into here and see what we can fill out in there. So you can change any of these to pop up like this square or on the side, and it's just this button here, and you'll just click it and you can choose how you want these to show up. But this is what the March looks like. So I've just got this part that I fill in at the beginning of the month. It's what I am most focused on. And then this is where I fill in at the end of the month. I do my favorite memory, any growth, hardships, and then if I was proud or not proud of the month. And this formula is for my monthly to-dos. So I like to do a monthly review, a money tracker, astrology predictions, journal, cycle sync, meal prep, and I like to take my pictures off of my phone and put them on my computer every month. So this is how I keep track of my monthly to-dos, and then just like the weekly, I have a monthly to-do. So then you can come down here and you can see all of the weeks that are attached to March, and they will all have little blurbs in here, so then you can help to figure out how you want to write in for how the month was when you do your monthly reviews. And then you can also see that there is all of the days for the month of March as well. So this month view is great because you can see how each week was, and then you also have a daily overview as well. So this is how I have quick access to my daily, weekly, and monthlies, but I also have the whole database, and you can always go into there if you need to see something more in depth. But this is how I just have the quick, easy access on my front page. Down here is a calendar view, and I have all of these different tabs where I keep track of things on a month-to-month basis. The only ones that you'll have access to is the events, birthdays, and projects. So events are just dentist appointments. I watch my brother's dogs a lot. Just any sort of family event, I just like to keep in track here. I like to have a birthdays tab because I am awful at remembering people's birthdays, so I always like to check every month and see whose birthdays are coming up. And then projects, we'll get into the vision board, the goals, projects, and to-dos. If I feel like I need to keep track of something, then I'll put it on my projects and I'll have a quick glance at them on my calendar. So one of my big goals this year was to pay off my student loans, and I got that done last month. So again, I'm really not good at doing daily to-dos on Notion, but I like to have big projects so that if I feel like I need to get something done, I can always put it on here and it's just a quick reminder. Alright, so that is just the simple homepage. Again, I like to keep things very easy and not overwhelming. So then we can drill into all of the 6 pages. They all have the same setup, but if I have another page that I like to go into, like for finances, I have a money tracker, then this is where I access it. So this is what the format looks like for all of the 6 pages. We just have a quick quote, we've got a goals and projects, and then we've got the admin pages, and then any extra pages that go along with that certain area of life. So I don't have any admin goals, but you'll see what it looks like when we get into some of these other areas of life. So the admin page is more to hold all of these pages. So we've got the monthly events, and this was the calendar view that we saw on the home page. We've got the daily, weekly, and monthly databases. We've got a 2025 vision board, and then the goals, projects, and to-dos. So you can drill into each of these and see what those look like, but we're just going to go straight into the vision board. This is my 2025 vision board. This button here is if you want to start fresh, you can click it. You can put all of this information. I've got a little vision board archive, and then you can create a new one. But you'll just need to do a quick reflection of the previous year and then the next year dreams. And then this is it all broken down into the 6 areas of life. And you can put 3 of your main goals for each area. And then down here you can put why you want to accomplish those goals. So read more books about design. I really want to get into interior design, so I would put, one day want to be an interior designer, so I need to start to read more books about it. Pay off student loans. I would just say I want to be debt free, and my biggest loan is my student loans. So This is just a quick overview of all of the 6 different areas of your life and your main goals, just to kind of brainstorm it. And then I just create this in Canva just to have a visualization for it as well. So this is the goals, projects, and to-dos. Again, I really am not big in coming into Notion every morning and keeping track of everything that I need to do throughout the day. So this is more for goals and projects, but I do also have a to-do list if that's something that you are interested in. But I have them all in table and gallery view. So the gallery view, I like to keep it all having the aesthetic of a flower, and then the color coincides with the color of each area of life. So you'll just put your goal, you'll put the life area that it relates to, and then the status, and then what quarter you hope to accomplish it in. And then down here you can come to projects, and they will relate to your long-term goals. So for me, I have a few Notion templates, so I just have my projects are list my cycle syncing page. So this is kind of where you can keep track of some of the projects that go along with the long-term goal. And then down here, if you want to break it down even more, I could break down list cycle syncing page to edit video, post it, and make sure that I'm advertising it. So if you are someone who likes to have all of these, then you have all the databases. You can just edit them how you would like them, so that way they are more on your homepage and you can use them on a more daily basis. So this is the career page. Like I said, they all have the same format. We've got a quote at the top. This one you can see I do have goals related to my career, and then these are the projects that I am working on to accomplish these goals. And then these are the different pages that I have under my career. So I have 2 rental properties, so I have that Notion page to keep track of everything that has to do with those 2 houses. I've got a page for all the Notion templates that I've created, so I can keep track of them. So whatever you have more in depth on the certain areas of life, that is where you can put those pages in here to keep track of them. This is hobbies. My biggest hobby that I like to do is I like to read books. So these are the 2 projects related to reading the books. And then I have a content consumption. So this is all of the books, movies, TV series I watch, and then an astrology page. These 2 are actually on my Etsy page, so you can look into those if that's something that you are interested in as well. Here is my finance page. We've got my goals, projects, and then my money tracker. This is my relationships. I'm getting married this year, so my biggest goal is to plan the wedding. And this is the birthdays database that's on the home page. So I just have all of my friends' families' birthdays on there. The wedding planner is one that I actually bought from another creator because I did not want to create a whole wedding planner while I was planning a wedding, so I just went ahead and bought somebody else's. And then check-ins, those are just questions that you can ask with your significant other on a quarterly basis. That's just something that I'm still kind of in the works of creating, but I think since I'm getting married that it's important that I have good communication with my future husband. This is the last page. This is my wellness. Like I said, I'm getting married, so I want to have some nice shoulder caps for the wedding, so that's my main goal for wellness. And I have a cycle syncing page where I keep track of my cycle. That one also I have on my Etsy page. And then all things clothes, hair, and skin is just where I like to keep track of the products that I am using. And then if you're someone who struggles like I do with going to the bathroom, I like to keep track of my schedule, so that way I know if I am doing good or if I need to adjust something in my diet or in my lifestyle or stuff like that. So that is my super simple Notion just tutorial of everything that I keep in here. Obviously, once you drill into these pages, there's a lot more information, but this is how I just don't overwhelm myself with all of the different things that you can do in Notion, and make sure that I'm actually being productive and not just always trying to change things and playing around in here instead of actually getting stuff done in my life. So that is my quick tutorial for you. If you are interested in some of my other templates, I've got my cycle syncing, my content creation, my astrology page, and my money tracker. So those are all of the things that I have created, and I have probably spent the last year working on creating this page and finalizing it and all of my other templates and just doing all of the behind the scenes stuff, recording the videos, creating them, getting them set up on all of the different places to sell. So if it's something that you're interested in, of course you can find me somewhere on the internet, but there are so many different people and different creators out there, so I know Notion is a never-ending place, and if you're someone like me who just likes to create stuff themselves and just watch people, that is always a good place to be as well. I just wanted to kind of use my creativity and create some of my own templates to sell and just help anybody out there who might be interested in something that I also have created. So I hope you have a great day, and I will see you later.